Miller is the way to go. Much respect is due. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Buzz Factor. I'm yours truly, Hugo Buzz. Want to take time out to inform you that we have some article guests right here tonight. But hey, you ought to check out the Master Blaster co-host I have in the house that will be taking you where you ought to be in regards to the Buzz Factor. Please meet and greet the man himself, Sir J.
Hey, it's man Jullian Boothe. Welcome to the Buzz Factor. If you don't know me, then motherfucking Google me. I am the motherfucking man. We are locked into the Buzz Factor. If you do not know about this show, it is about who is buzzing: artists, fashion, models, movies, everything. And in the house, we already know, we got my man Slingshot Joe, who I have made my permanent co-host. Give it a shout out to Slingshot Joe in the building. Big shout out to Balt Vodka that has me right every time on the show. If you haven't had this vodka, please go to the app and stalk them and tell them to send you a bottle because you're going to feel it right. And all my ballers, give this to your girl. Give it to all your girls because they're going to be very happy with you. But enough about me, enough about the show. We are back. Slingshot Joe, what's up, my brother? How are you?
Another beautiful day in paradise, baby.
Hey, man, we're living that life. Slingshot Joe, you know, we're a new episode, man. Tell everybody about you, plug you, and tell them what you got going on.
All right, Slingshot Joe here. Street Dream Rentals, the number one largest slingshot rental company in Florida. We can be found at 3603 Northwest 5th Avenue, Miami, Florida, 33127. All social media is Street Dream Rentals, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, .com.
Shout out to Slingshot Joe. If you need your slingshots, go and holler at him. But please do not take them outside of the county because we have people who try to drive to Atlanta with the slingshots, and that's not going to work. I'm so sorry, guys.
You can leave the county. Just don't leave the state.
Just Boca.
That's it.
If you're going to go to Boca, come back.
Yeah.
But listen. We have a very special guest in the house because the Buzz Factor, we look for things that are buzzing in the city. And we have a special guest in the house who I'd like to introduce. In Jamaica, we have, there's certain names in Jamaica that as soon as you hear somebody's name that gives you a Jamaican feel like Winston. So Sharon, we have Sharon in the house. And I'm going to say it in the Jamaican way. Not that my Jamaican accent has been very good, even though I'm Jamaican. But I'm going to have her introduce herself. But Sharon is in the building tonight. Give a round of applause. And if you don't know who Sharon is, she's going to introduce herself. And she has all of the hot models that you may have seen in a lot of music videos. And wifey at home, I'm sorry for this episode, but man, we got to talk about some women. Sharon, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Sharon. I own a modeling agency here in Miami. It's called Ilu Agency, and we're one of the hottest agencies in Miami right now. Music videos like The Baby and Tusi, Mike Towers, and some of the hottest Latin artists as well in the community that you might know. We do a lot of beauty campaigns, runway shows, and just A through Z. You need a model, I got it.
Man, I love that already. Listen, I have worked with a lot of models over the years. I'm going to ask you a question real quick because I myself, I'm a jack of all trades, man. I do it all. And I attempted one time. One of my friends came to me and they wanted to have me start and manage. Because I manage more artists.
Let's see your best model pose. Let's see it.
No.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's do it. Come on, let's do it. I believe in you. Come on. Oh, he hit him with the light-skinned face. He said, you know the little chihuahua? The little chihuahua means he did the...
No, not me. A female friend of mine came and said, hey, you should do a model agency because you manage actresses and you manage artists, right? And I said, you know what? That's a great idea. And I started. But man, let me tell you, I work with artists and they're crazy, but I love them. And I've worked with TV talent, and they're even more crazy, but I love them. But models?
To say the least, women.
Women, yes. Women themselves.
Our time management, for one.
but models, I had 5 under my belt.
I'm one, so I'm saying, that's me too.
I had 5 models that I was working with. And it was even worse than artists. Mm-hmm. So how do you do that? Like, how can you deal with so many different personalities?
Well, I am all those different personalities, so I just accommodate myself to that person, and I create a balance like yin and yang, and it just works out for me.
Wow.
And it's really hard to get into it because it just really depends on the girl. And you just have to be very patient, you have to be understanding, and you have to remember not to take anything personal, which is part of the 4 agreements, which is also a book that you should read. One of the parts is don't take anything personal, and that applies to all levels of life. So don't take anything personal, and you will be okay.
No, I 1,000% agree. Listen, I do management for some of the top artists in the game, and that is key.
Yeah.
You cannot take anything personal.
Yeah, you can't let emotion get in the way either. You know, a lot of people want to be petty nowadays. They want to do things behind your back, or they want to, work under you and get through you to get something else that you tried to put them on in the first place. And it's like, the original will always prevail, but at the end of the day, you can't let that get to you, and you can't let those people get in the way. You just have to let them do them. Let the women do what they want to do. That's why I own a non-exclusive agency. Eventually, I would like to be exclusive once I acquire a consistent line of, huge budget productions where I can book a model every single day, have a girl be paid every time. Every single girl needs to be paid. I have a roster of almost 200 models. So for me to have each and every single one paid at least once a week, that's my goal. Once I can do that, then I'll be exclusive. Then these girls, nobody can touch them. For now, I don't have that budget yet, but we're getting there, and eventually these girls are going to be completely exclusive. IMG, Ford models, Elite, they're going to regret not having these girls.
Nice. Hey, listen, that is why we are here at the Buzz Factory, because we want to let everyone know. So all you investors and all you big money ballers, I want to put your money where your mouth is. These are the people who you need to get in contact with. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with Sharon and talk more about these models and see what's going on. Big up to my man Slingshot Joe in the building, my man Mr. Infinity in the building. Take us out, Mr. Infinity. We'll be right back. Yes, we are back. Yo, it's the Buzz Factory. You know that we are back. It's your man Jullian Boothe. I got my man Slingshot Joe in the building, and we have Sharon in the house with all the sexy models. Sharon, give everybody your information again real quick so we can keep them informed.
Hi. I'm Sharon. I own Ilu Agency. It's a modeling agency here in Miami, and we are going to be taking over the world.
Yes, I love it. Give me your Instagram real quick so they know where to check you out at.
So we're at Ilu_agency. It's ILU_agency.
Let me ask you a question. How involved are you with models? Okay, so like I manage artists, right? And when you're a manager, you're the secretary, you're the assistant, you're the therapist, you're the chauffeur, you're the garbage man. You're literally everything for artists. So when you're handling models, right? Let's say you put them on the video set. Future kidnaps one of them. Hey, shut up, Future. And she calls you. She's like, I'm in the bathroom, and Future wants to take me on a cruise. What should I do? Like,
I actually have a story about that.
Let's go, come on.
So I own a non-exclusive agency, so I'm not a mother agency. That's what mother agencies are for. They control your whole life, A through Z, your dieting, what you do, what jobs you take, and even if you decide to accept any clothing brands that want to sponsor you or you want to be an ambassador for, they control all of that. I don't do that. I have a roster of models that I have available. I have their schedules to know when a client reaches out, they're like, hey, I need this many models that look like this and also are available this date and this time with this look. And I just go through the roster. I look through which ones fit the personality, what the vibe that they want, the look. I send them all the girls that fit the description, and then they send me their final decisions, and I go from there. Then when it comes to the day of or planning prior, I'm in touch with them A through Z. I usually hire an agent or someone to help me to make sure that they can be on set if I can't make it on set. I typically like to have someone on set for safety issues, in case if they also shoot a lingerie shoot or something that's more intimate, to make sure that they're always covered in between scenes, etc., water, blankets, whatever. But I don't take care of their personal lives, so that's not my job. So I just make sure that they are paid when I do get them jobs, and that's it. In the future, yes, that's something I would like to do, but that's something that you also need a huge budget for and a million hands for, because running a business just on my own right now, having to do all the social media marketing, the emails, having to write everything out myself, learning to create a website, learning to write out Google Docs, Excel, the list goes on, it goes on and on and on. But for me, I just don't overwork myself right now. I try and just take it one step at a time by focusing on the job that they have right then and there, that day, and then that's it. They go about their business.
So that means future. If if you want to go pick it up, this is your chance.
Okay,
right?
so I was about to say.
All right, so look.
You started the conversation that you had a story.
Yes. Okay. So look. So we were at this video shoot. I'm not gonna disclose the names of the artists because everyone knows the artists.
Absolutely.
Also the model, I'm not going to disclose.
It wasn't at my shoot, right?
No, it was not. So this was actually it's from a huge production company that I work with. However, because I'm not in charge of what the models do, a young girl that I hired, she was the lead model for one of the biggest productions I've shot with my company. The video has millions of views, it's a huge artist, and she ended up being asked by one of the artists to take him back to his hotel if he could be dropped off by her. And she has a boyfriend, so she knows better than to do anything of that sort, obviously if he is a huge artist of that scale, he does not need a ride to his hotel, let alone a hotel that's 5 minutes away. You know what I mean? So he has a car waiting for him and everything, and he decides to ask her for a ride. That's his very immature way of trying to slide in,
I'm not mad at that.
He tried it, but come on, we know you got the money, you have a budget,
Right, okay.
Exactly. You literally have a car, an Escalade waiting outside for you. There's no reason you need a ride from this girl. And so she decides to take him home, and I'm blowing her up because I have her shoes, I have her phone charger, I have this, I have that. And I'm just sitting here bro, are you okay? What's wrong? Because I left the shoot after she did because they exited the scene with her leaving with him, and I just didn't see her after that. So I was like, oh, okay, we're all getting ready to leave, and I didn't see her anywhere. So I was like, I have all your stuff, and she wouldn't answer. She finally calls me back. She's like, oh my God, babe, I took him home. He asked for a ride, but then he was trying to make a move, and I just wasn't feeling it. I was very uncomfortable, and I'm like, bro, you're a grown woman. You know what you're doing.
Here's the biggest question. How long did she take the call you back?
About an hour and a half.
Oh, we don't know who it is. Okay, well, go ahead.
She left her shoes on purpose. She wasn't even trying to walk back.
Hey, listen. For the fella who got cheated on, we don't know who you are, but hey man, my heart goes out to you.
Bro, mine doesn't. That was $100 million man you got cheated on by. You alright, bro?
No. Hey, listen.
But yeah.
I told my girl, I said, listen, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you. If I run into Rihanna or Kendall Jenner and I have an opportunity to sleep with them, I'm going to. So she asked me in return, and she was like, okay, that's fair, because, it's Kendall and it's fucking Rihanna, right?
Yeah, I feel her.
So did she tell you her choices?
She told me her choices. She said, well, I only gave her one. I was like,
that's not fair.
I'm like, wait, that's not fair at all.
You getting one already is enough. But I said, okay, listen, I'm going to be fair. Who do you want, right? So she was naming some names, and I'm like, no. Because, listen, if you're going to sleep with somebody,
they have to be top of the line.
Yeah.
If
you're going to sleep with somebody, get a baby. I'll raise Drake baby, right? Because I know for a good 18 years, we're Gucci. If I can sit back and play with little Adonis, I'm cool with that. Yeah. You gotta sleep with stature. No, you know that I'm joking. I'm sorry. It's all jokes.
You should have paid 50 cents. You get the check before the baby comes.
I need that $1 million up front. Hey, listen, man, we're locked into the Buzz Factor, man. We're having a good time sharing. We got Slingshot Joe in the building.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we're gonna be right back. We got some commercials. Mr. Infinity, take us out with something fire. It is our Caribbean section. We're gonna play nothing but Caribbean records. So let's go. Come on. Yes, we are back. back to the Buzz Factor. Shout out to my DJ on the ones and twos, Mr. Infinity. You're a dog, man. Shot Joe.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bolt Vodka. Be making us feel all right. You know what I'm saying? You got a little COVID? Get that Bolt Vodka. You want to get back with your girl? Get that Bolt Vodka.
It tastes like strawberries.
It may not cure you, but it will make you feel better.
If your girl cheat on you and you upset, man, get that Bolt Vodka.
It might not get you back together, but you won't give a damn.
If you lose your job, get that Bolt Vodka.
You better go beg on the corner for some change.
If you need a new idea in your life, you just want to
Call Slingshot Joe.
Hey, we are back at the Buzz Factor. You know, man, we drink, we smoke, we have some fun, and we have Sharon in the building. Sharon, I say you're a beautiful young lady.
Thank you.
Please tell me again what you do, who you affiliated with, and your Instagram and everything else.
Hi, my name is Sharon Ilu. I run Ilu Agency. It's a modeling agency here in Miami, and we're going to take over very, very soon.
That's right. Now, when it comes to, let's say, like fashion shows, what kind of events do you put on?
Well, I actually just put on my first annual Radiance runway show. It was a runway show that I was able to have sponsored by 11 Vodka, Benjamin Jean Water, and we got a lot of amazing people. Giovanni X actually performed. He was one of your guests here on the show as well. Yeah, no, he's amazing. He's also one of my business partners, the CFO of my company, and he does a lot. We had 30 of the top models in Miami walk the show, which is really nice. And
well, now I'm very upset with you because you had 30 models and I was not there, but I will be at the next event.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But yeah, it was an amazing show with some amazing designers. Radiance was the theme, so you know they were sparkle, you know, radiance. They were amazing.
Sharon, I got a question for you. What do you do in the event that one of your models is uncooperative, doesn't want to listen? What do you do then?
She leaves. She doesn't get paid.
Ooh, nice. Damn.
No second chance. That's it.
Sharon don't play.
No.
She catches attitude.
I've kicked girls off set before. I've actually, at my Radiance runway show, I had to fire a designer at the show, and I had to kick him out. So I do what I need to do to make sure that everyone's happy, everyone's comfortable, and overall that I'm happy and I'm comfortable. I don't want to be in any uncomfortable or awkward positions. So if you make me uncomfortable or anyone else that, especially that is a part of the money-making aspect of the project, I'm not going to make sure that they get let down at all. So as far as the Radiance runway show goes, the girls were unhappy. Half of them wanted to leave because of this designer, so I was like, you gotta go.
Wow.
You know?
Everybody knows I own a business as well, and I completely respect that. You know?
Yeah.
You gotta keep it up here. You know?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You have to have quality over quantity. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much or how many people can do, etc. for you. It matters about what they're doing and how they work with you and how they work with everyone else that you have on your team. So that's the biggest thing.
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
So going into the next level now, right? You said you want to take the company to the next level.
Yes.
What would you possibly need? Because you have a whole bunch of people listening to you, and this is what the show is for. It's about extending brands. It's about finding out what's coming up next. So when your company now is taking it to the next level, what would you interject into your system to take your models into that or the next level of your agency?
I need to release an official website so that everyone internationally can have access to the company outside of Instagram. I also would like to expand my clientele in different states and outside the country as well. So once I create a consistent amount of clients in different states and countries, then we can expand. So as long as everyone in the United States of America and all across the nation knows about Ilu Agency, we'll continue to elevate.
Listen, man, we are out of time, but man, Sharon, thank you so much for coming on the show. Please give them again your Instagram, your phone number. If you're a model, if you look good, hey, listen, I'm looking straight at you. Not everybody in a model.
No.
But if you think that you're a model, and I'm not bashing nobody because there's a lot of people who can model, right? That can look different, that can be different, and can fit into some type of certain category. So if you feel like you're a model and you feel like you want to get into the business, how do they get in contact with you?
My Instagram is ilu_agency. It's ILU_agency. You either got it or you don't.
Hey, listen, I live by that. It's either you got it or you don't.
Yeah. It's plain and simple.
It's that simple. It's either you got it or you don't. Hey, you're locked into the Buzz Factor with your man Jullian Boothe. My man Slingshot Joe, always in the building. You know, without him, we wouldn't even be here. Shout out to Bone Vodka for making us feel so right and nice. And shout out to Sharon. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, listen, please, if you want to be a model, hit her up. She got you. And we are out. Check it out next week. We're back at the Buzz Factor. You know we're out. Mr. Infinity, please take us out.